What's up, Otakus? It's your tour guide here. Um, we had another sort of productive day. We went to Everett. Now, I could have hit up Ancient Comics today and gone south. That was my initial plan. But then I thought, I've seen Jeff's inventory. Um, let's give Everett Comics a try. And so we went all the way up to Everett Comics only to be really disappointed in their pricing. They are not. So I just kind of look back on the whole day as sort of, I don't know. I'm not I'm not excited about what I brought back in terms of what I spent. Normally I am. Normally I'm like, yeah, we spent this much, but we got so much value out of this. Um, in this one, I did pick up a lot of doubles. I picked up some weird stuff that I'm looking at now that I don't know why I picked it up. Um, but we'll get into it. A lot of it is cheap, and then after we get through the haul, we'll unbox this package from Destiny City Comics. So I guess we'll start with the weird book. I don't know why I picked this up, and there's a big sort of like dent in the book as well. But I picked it up for 50 cents, and that's Coyote number one. Um, this is an Englehart Leiloa. Um, this guy, Leiloa, this is a cover by Leiloa. There's a story by Steve Englehart. Haven't read it. It's a first issue. I think, I don't know. It's a first issue of a 90s book. Who knows? It could be worth $2 someday. um, so that kind of like gets us off. That sets the tone for what we picked up. These ones we picked up for 50 cents each, so we got a good deal on these, and that's Uncanny X-Men 284. This is a high grade copy. Okay, wonderful Will Sportacio cover. And then we come back at you for 50 cents. We grab this key issue. This is The Death of Magic by some kind of technovirus or mutant virus. And that's Uncanny X-Men 303. So pick those both up for 50 cents. That was okay. I picked this one up for 50 cents. This is good stuff. Ballin Batman. This is Batman 445. Nice little Russian. Batman's in Russia, I guess. Got some Russian language on the cover there. Yeah, this is just a great Ballin cover. 50 cents. We'll pick that up. Another 50-cent pickup. So let me tell you what I actually, I'm not going to count all these books. There's a lot of books. I want to say we picked up something like 30 books for, this was just under $80. So like $75. We paid $75. I want to say I have 40, 50 books here, maybe 40 books. But we'll give it a count at the final. I just don't want to break the rhythm. All right, so we also picked this one up for 50 cents, and that's Wonder Woman 60. Nice Lobo and Wonder Woman cover there by George Perez. 50 cents. I'll do that all day, every day. Okay, and we picked up a lot of Jim Lee stuff. And I think some of it we picked up are just doubles, but I think there'll be doubles of things we can sell. These things I think will always be kind of in demand, as far as comic books go, because it's Jim Lee. So a lot of this is just like 50 cents. I'm not going to leave this Jim Lee goodness for 50 cents. And these were all purchased. This batch right here was half price books, priced at 50 cents a book. And as you can see, you can see it sticking here, right? Look at this. It's sticking. It's still sticky because the price tags, I just removed the price tags. And so that area where the price tags are is very sticky. It's sticking to the comics. And I'm trying to get that stickiness out of the books as best we can, but still very sticky. But we'll go through what we picked up. So let's start with the Justice League. As you know, I completed the Justice League. I think in my last video, I went over how we completed the Justice League. I added a newsstand for 50 cents. Well, we went back to, we went to Half Price Books today, and they had a bunch of this run. They actually had I think issue 7 as well, and I want to say they had an issue 2 too. Yeah, they did have an issue 2, but issue 2 was sort of damaged in a little bit, so we didn't pick it up. But anyway, these are 50 cents each. We picked up Justice League number 3. Picked up Justice League number 4. These all had 50 cent price stickers on them. And we removed them with the hairdryer, but they're still sticky. We have Justice League number 5. Justice League number 6. And Justice League number 9. Picked all those up for 50 cents each. So again, this kind of stuff, for 50 cents, we don't mind having doubles. I think that's a great value because I think ultimately these will be worth a lot down the road. We have Superman Unchained number 2. This is my second copy. This looks to be actually a better copy minus the price sticker residue, which I at some point it'll kind of rub off over time. But this may be a better copy than the one I have currently. But either way, those are both part of the collection. Now these other ones I got at different prices, but we'll go over. Yeah, I got a lot of Jim Lee books. I mean, I was pretty focused in that respect. This is also something we picked up for 50 cents. This is Alpha Flight number 67, the newsstand edition. This is a Jim Lee cover only. Pretty cool early artwork for Jim right there. This is not Jim Lee, but it's Wildcats, and it's Brett Booth doing a great Jim Lee impression there, capturing the essence of Jim on this Wildcats 0, which is really cool. That we're close to. I think with this book, we just completed. No, we've got one more book. We've got one more book left, but with one more book, we had 2 books. We just added this one. Now we have one left to complete the first 13 issues of Wildcats. This one, picked it up for 50 cents. So all of these are 50-cent books from Mill Geek. These ones are from Mill Geek. This one, I love Travis Charest's artwork, and I want to pick up more of his books. And so we picked up Wildcats number 18. Is this 18 newsstand? There's a beautiful cover right there by Travis Charest. We also have some more Jim Lee goodness here. We got Death Blow #2. There's a cool Jim Lee poster in here as well. I should check to see if it has the poster, but by all indications, it should. I don't see like somebody would have gone out of their way to take the poster out of something like this. Yeah, it's still in there. So this is a really high grade. I would say it's a 9.8 candidate with the poster intact. Death Blow #2. Great Jim Lee cover there. We got another great Jim Lee Death Blow cover. Death Blow #8. Love that cover. But this is Jim Lee interiors and Wills on inks. That's a very interesting. Um, you know, it's rare. Rarely do we actually no. It is Lee and Williams. So Lee and Williams do team up to do part of the interior on this work. So picked up that one for 50 cents. This one for 50 cents. Just love that Superman cover. I'll pick that up for 50 cents. All right. This one we picked up for $2 at Everett Comics. $2. It's one of the variant covers on this that I did not have, and now I have. Kind of want to save the best for last, so we'll go with Action Comics 1050. This is, I believe, a variant cover, Jim Lee variant cover of him disrupting something. I'm sure this is like a wraparound cover. Let me show you what it is. It may not be a wraparound cover, but if it is, no, it's not. This is again Action Comics 1050. Jim Lee variant cover there. Great Superman cover. Picked up a lot of good Jim Lee stuff, not, and we didn't pay a lot. This one we paid half a cover, so what is this? $7, $6.99, so we paid $3.50. This one we paid 50 cents, and that's a free comic book day Superman, Last Son of Krypton. Great Jim Lee cover there. And then we picked this one up for half a cover. Well, let's start with this one. This is the one I picked up, but then in hindsight, I was kind of like, you know what? We could have found this one probably at Jeff's for much less than this. It might have been priced at 10 and we could have got it for 5. But then again, I didn't see it there last time. So we picked it up, paid $15 for it at Half Price Books. It's the third print combo pack. It's not in its original poly bag. So it's out of the poly bag, but it's a high grade copy. So again, third print of Justice League #1. So we're good on the Justice Leagues for now. I have another Justice League 1 coming, and so I think we're good on that. This one is Action Comics 1000. And I've been meaning to add this. You guys know I've been kind of meaning to add this. And we found this copy at Half Price Books. And it's actually a really high grade copy. I mean, it's rough around the edges a little bit, but that's it. It's just like it's got little nicks and dings here on the spine. No creases really, just again nicks on the edges a little bit. There's maybe a little spine tick here toward the bottom. So I would grade this at a solid 8.0 or 8.5. I mean, it presents high grade. So I mean, they could go 8.5 on that. All right, and we paid half a cover, so that was $7.99. We paid $4 for that. So up to this point, the biggest thing I spent is this $15 book. We picked up a lot of 50-cent books here. couple of half price books. But for the most part, again, we didn't spend over $3 on what I've shown you so far outside of the Justice League. Everything's been 50 cents and pretty good. I mean, that's we did not a big spend there. From this point on is we're kind of where we kind of spent the money, and on one book in particular. So we'll get to that one. Um, and that's the thing. Like I spent $70, right? But I just don't feel like I got the value out of that on this one in particular. Um, yeah, I mean, I guess it is what it is. I mean, we've got like a book like this that we paid half a cover for. We paid $2 for this one. Like all these things add up. So we picked up a lot of books. It's just at the end of the day, $70. You'd want more to show for it in terms of bigger books, but here are bigger books. And yeah, I'm not gonna go to Everett Comics anymore. Hey, Miss So, what's up? Uh, Glad I could keep you company and while you're sketching. Um, I'm not going to go to Everett Comics anymore. There's not a lot of value there. There is one additional book I want to pick up that's there that we didn't pick up today. And I don't know, maybe picking that one up might have, instead of like maybe another book, might have changed the outlook of what we picked up. But that's sitting there. I just know I can probably find that in the wild. It's a Brian Bolland Wonder Woman. It's with her and Superman kind of standing like this. That was there at Everett Comics, but it was priced at $10. It was a high grade copy, but it was $10, and I was like, I initially was going to get it, but then I kind of looked at what I was getting. I was like, man, we're already up to like $40. So we passed on it. All right, so here we go. Let's start with this book here. We got Superman Action Comics 812. It's the Michael Turner. I believe this is a key issue. But it's got this great light cycle there, Superman light cycle. That was really just cool. So got this at half price books for $2. Michael Turner cover. It's an awesome cover. Love the red color there with the red sun. It's pretty cool. This next book is really one I wish we had found leading into the Larry Hama signing. And I know, a lot of you guys who follow me, especially the older guys that follow me, that collected in my era, you guys know when I show this book off, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, I had this book growing up. This is G.I. Joe Yearbook number 2. And what's great about this is they have this Russian G.I. Joe team called the October Guard. And so it starts off with this original story about October Guard. And then it just kind of like recaps what was going on the TV show, right? Because the comics preceded the TV show. And then when the TV show, so what happened was, I think that there was this animated movie, like made for TV movie that came out that people really, I loved it. And then that led right to the television show, and there was no looking back. And so it gives highlights from the TV show. There's an article on the TV show there. Pretty cool. And it just gives us update on what's going on and some of the creative stuff. And then we get into the comics. It goes into like all the 2 years of comics. So we're talking about like around 24 issues that have come out. So that includes the silent issue, that includes this origin story. And then they go into the origin story here, and the adventure continues. That's where we start off with the origin story. And I remember this reading this like all the time, and yeah, it leads into what's currently going on. So really cool. Uh, Definitely brings back a lot of nostalgia. Love that last panel there. Um, I remember my copy did not have the cover because I just read it so many times. Um, yeah, I love this book. This has the look. There's the aircraft carrier toy ad as well. So everybody wanted that aircraft carrier. Everybody knew about it, especially if you read the comics. You knew that that was there. So love this pickup. Picked this one up for $2, but it's instantly just one of the favorites in the collection. So, and we've seen it here and there. The condition, just what this is high grade for $2. I think it's a steal. All right, next we picked up this one. This is another one I look back and I like. Do we really want this one? Now, I met Mike Grell. I didn't get anything signed by Mike Grell, but I walked by his booth. I got to see him. Didn't engage with him because I wasn't paying for anything. But it was, I know Naman Hyung and everybody, in our community, they love Mike Grell. Ryan's worked with Mike Grell kind of indirectly on a comic book. So yeah, I mean, I saw this cover, and it was a Grell cover of Green Lantern, and I just love these like black, green, like this is a DC special presents Green Lantern. This is DC special. What is it? Number 17, and just a beautiful micro cover. And this is a reprint of like a Silver Age book. It's a Bronze Age reprint of a Silver Age book. But yeah, it was a cover by Mike Grell. It's just Green Lantern citing his oath, right? The Lantern Oath in brightest day and blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light. Okay, so that we paid $5 for. And then this one we paid $3 for because apparently there's a page missing. So this is not a complete book. And that is Adventure Comics 325. This is great Luthor, young Luthor, Superboy, and Supergirl cover, Kurt Swan cover, Silver Age book. $3. Yeah. Again, it presents great. Looks a little faded, but yeah, for $3, we'll take that. And this was the book that we kind of spent the most on, and I love it. I love the book, but I think I did pay. I think I did pay a little much for it, given the condition. I think for this price, we could have probably gotten an above mid grade copy. But what we picked up was, I'd say this is a VG because it's got creases, but it presents really well. The corners are really nice. The spine is like pretty clean. So I mean, it's a great presenting book. And that's 151. And I think I believe this is Romita Senior's last Spider-Man cover. Correct me if I'm wrong, community, but I believe this is his last. cover on the book. Um, no, I mean, I take that back. He comes back and does, but from this sort of original age run, it's his final work on the book. He comes back and he does, you know, a lot of covers, subsequent covers. But yeah, that's a big book. All right, so again, I spent about $75 for all of that. I don't know. I just there are a lot of little things that are great about this, but there's nothing like outside of this big Spider-Man book, and the Superman comic. Outside of those two, and the GI Joe, I gotta say this GI Joe, and the Turner variant cover, and this third print, and the 1,000 act. So I mean, there's a lot. We picked up quite a few books that we've been wanting. So I shouldn't be so pessimistic about it. I'll try to be optimistic like I normally am. All right, we're gonna open the order from Destiny City Comics, and um, you know, I'm on Instagram quite a lot, as you would imagine, and we followed Ethan at Destiny City Comics, and he puts out comics that are, first of all, he grades them conservatively, and then he prices them at a discount. So you're actually getting like good value for what the grade is, and he definitely puts grade into consideration in the pricing of the books. So that's what I appreciate about his business. He's very transparent on what's wrong with the book, and anyway, we have complete faith in buying from him in terms of the value piece, because he is that's just how he's built his reputation, and that's just the person he is. He's a really cool guy. So again, we got let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 books. We got 4 books, but they're all really like core PC ads, so really cool to add these. All right, so I want to end with this one. So yeah, here we go. All right, so we picked up some Will Spertasio goodness earlier. I think I showed you 284. Hey, that's my kitty. This is 283, and this is the first full appearance of Bishop, and the better cover, if you ask me, because it's Bishop versus Aurora. That's it. That's just a great cover. That is $350. We picked that up for $350. This one we got a really good deal on. Again, it looks to be high grade to me, like potential 9.0, but he priced it really low. He said there's a bent corner, and I see it, but again, we can press it out. There's no color break. It's with a press. This is like, we're talking like in the 9s, and this is a direct copy of Uncanny X-Men 239. And we sent the newsstand to Roger to get pressed. So I have 2 copies of this book, one direct, one newsstand. Love this cover. So this was $8 at Destiny City Comics. $8. This next one, I think we picked up for, this was also like $3, $3.50 maybe. And looks like there's like a little bit of a, like a, what do you call it, scratch on the cover of this one, but everything else looks absolutely high grade. Maybe 1 spine tick, 2 spine ticks. On a black cover, though, it doesn't look that noticeable. And that's War Machine #1. Great, this like great black and foil cover. I always loved this cover when it came out, so um, having this one in the collection now is pretty cool. And then this is the last one. Basically, and I'm gonna put this in so that you can see the front and back. So what I picked up here is we picked this one up for $1. Ethan had this for $1. I couldn't believe it. Because this is a book I've been looking for. I've just been ever since I found out like the artists that have contributed to this. I just was like, man, that's like history right there. Like all the amazing artists that contributed to this book. That includes Jim Lee, Todd McFarlane. I mean, just you name a Marvel star at the time in the '89, and they worked on this book. It includes Liefeld, Portacio, John Romita Jr. Anybody who was anybody at Marvel in '89 did something for this book. All right, found that. And that is Marvel Universe Update #1 from 1989. And again, this is the newsstand copy. Wow, whoa, hang on. Oh, that was close. That was real close. Okay. This is a newsstand copy too. That's awesome. Ethan really hooked us up on this one. This I believe, I'm not sure who did this cover. I'm gonna have to look it up, but the cover is beautiful. All right, sorry, I'm having some difficulties here. I just don't want to. The corner on this one didn't bend fully. It got caught in the bag. Yeah, no harm, no foul. This needs a press anyway, so when it gets pressed, it'll look fabulous. Great cover here. Wrap around, right? This is an '89 update, so we get the new Archangel right there on the cover. So again, everybody's in here. Will, Jim, Mark, Rob, like Ron Friends. Everybody who's doing anything at Marvel, again, is in this book. So this is a cool one to get. Hey, what's up, Vic? Kenneth, how you guys doing? Thanks for hanging out with me. So those are the 4 books we got from Ethan. Nothing big, just a good value on these keys. Newsstand copy, this one. It's a #1 of '89. This is War Machine #1. All the stuff from when I was collecting. This is from what? '89. Inferno. This is from '91. Bishop. And I remember when Bishop came out, it was like he was just the cool. Like, I liked Gambit. Don't get me wrong, I liked Gambit, but the whole Cajun kind of like Bayou kind of thing, I don't know. I didn't really identify with him, but like Bishop, like coming from the future and all that, he was just way cooler, right? And he just had that like M on his eye. So it was just like he just was cool. Like the way they presented him from the get go was so cool. And he instantly became, like like just accepted. Like, yeah, Bishop, cool. We got a new X-Men character. Um, yeah, uh, picked up a lot of good books. Looking at it now, I'm starting to see. Obviously, these are books we picked up outside, so I mean, but we didn't pay much for that. That was another, I would say, $20 or so. So I mean, looking at everything I picked up, I think we did pretty good. There's a lot of just Jim Lee pickups here that we are new pickups. You know, like these two are new pickups. We also have, this is another new pickup, right? So we got a lot of new Jim Lee pickups, things we've been kind of looking to add. I love this pickup here. This Wildcat Zero. It's not necessarily Jim Lee, but it definitely is part of the Wildcats collection. So that feels good to get that Zero for 50 cents. It's a really good thing to pull. Yeah, I feel really good about what we've been picking up, and so I think, you know, if I'm to choose a book of the hall, obviously, you know, we're gonna go with the this book here. It's one of my favorite covers. It's a great Romita cover there. ASM 151. And yeah, you know, we got more comics coming. So, like I said, Gambit is the best. Yeah, again, I think he's fine. I'm not. I just think Bishop is cooler. Um, yeah, you know, like if you're to ask me like who my favorites are, I don't think Gambit is among my favorites. I do, in the, you know, that goes for like Rogue too. I've never been a fan of Rogue, because she's Australian, so it's just kind of like Australian Cajun. It was just a little too much of these like nationalities and ethnicities that I don't know. I didn't have much exposure to Australians or Cajuns. I just um, but you know, with the way they talked and everything, it just was kind of like, okay, these characters are interesting. I just could never really vibe with those two. But everybody else, you know, like I love all the X-Men. You know, it's like everybody's brings their own unique presence to the team. And when it's go time, of course, you know, Rogue and Gambit are two of the most versatile and effective, powerful mutants on the team. So yeah, that's just the way I look at it. Okay, Rogue is from the South. Forgive me. Yeah, Rogue is not Australian. She's from the South. She's a Southern Belle. Um, who is from Australia though? So, uh, it's the guy who spins the, what's his name? The Aborigine who spins the gate. He's from Australia, so she's just Southern. Thanks, Vic. I sometimes confuse myself sometimes. Um, but anyway, love this book. Uh, Feeling good about like a lot of, again, you know, we're trying to be more focused on the pickup. So I look back on this as $70 spent, maybe a couple books that'll really go to the core PC. Actually, quite a few books that'll go to the core PC actually. Um, but we also picked up a lot of like doubles and books that aren't necessarily worth much. So, you know, it's a process. Um, some will go right into the sell box, I think, on a few of these. But all the Jim Lee stuff is staying in the collection, which is the majority of it. I mean, this is Jim Lee. This is Jim Lee. Whoa, no. This is Jim Lee. Ah, good thing it didn't. Yeah, good thing I had it. No dents or anything there. Good. Jim Lee. Jim Lee. This is pretty much like a big, just big Jim Lee haul. This Jim Lee. Jim Lee. That's not Jim Lee. That's not Jim Lee. That's not Jim Lee. That's not Jim Lee. But then this is Jim Lee. Well, that's not Jim Lee. All these are Jim Lee right here. This stack here. So, like this stack right here is pretty like it's like Jim Lee heavy. Like right there, that's all Jim Lee right there. So when you look at it that way, when you can pick up a big stack of Jim Lee books, mostly for 50 cents, couple for modern priced, half of modern price cover. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Not a bad haul, if I don't say so myself. Get to complete stuff like this into the collection. Really good. All right, so thanks for hanging out again. Got more books on the horizon, so when I go live, hopefully that when I go live, you guys can join. And got some big books, so they're kind of spread out too. I think we're getting a package tomorrow, in fact, and we've got a package coming Tuesday and Wednesday. So I'll try to go because I want to unbox them as fast as you guys do. When I want to unbox it the day it gets here, so I tend to, when I get it out of the mail, I intend to go on live, if only for a few minutes, just to unbox it for you guys, and then go to sleep. So thanks for hanging out. We'll see you in the next one, and keep digging, man. You never know what you're gonna find, but you'll always find some value and things you want. So that's what's most important. Talk to you guys later. Bye.